All right. This is so exciting. Talking about rosemary today. Rosmarinus officinalis. Remembrance. We are remembering. Rosemary is the smell of deja vu and the after breath of nostalgia. Her gift is the faint scent that teases and vanishes, leaving you longing for something you can't quite name. With memories that crest and crash, pulling you gasping into their undertow. In Victorian times, rosemary was said to say, "Remember me." This is but a small part of her magic. Rosemary can ease remembrance, softening sharp edges, or she can dredge the distant past, pulling on your DNA to bring forward the longings of lineage. Crush the leaves, hold them to your nose. The past is encoded into our cellular retrograde. Cellular, and there's no way. Not today. Memory. Rosemary whispers, sink into the knowledge that lives in your bones. Let memory rise up from the body of your being. Honoring ancestral memory. Rosemary's magic lies in her scent and the volatile oil hidden in her leaves. Science has affirmed that the smell of rosemary's essential oil enhances memory. Here's how it works. When you inhale rosemary, her vaporous oils cross through the mucous membranes in your nose and enter your bloodstream. Recall is significantly improved with rosemary flowing in your veins. You can get a good whiff of rosemary by crushing fresh leaves between your fingers or by rubbing a drop of rosemary essential oil between your palms. Then hold your hands over your nose and inhale for a few minutes. Remembering your lineage. Connect with your ancestral past through free writing. Here's how. Grab a notebook and set a timer for 10 minutes. Below is a prompt to start you writing. After you read it, begin writing and don't stop until your timer goes off. I can almost guarantee that you'll feel silly or lost or confused for at least 3 minutes. You'll feel like you are making things up, or that you don't know what to write. Keep writing. At a certain point, your ego will step aside, and that is when the magic happens. Here's your writing prompt. Dear name of ancestor, I'm working to deepen my ancestral ties. Is there anything you'd like to share with me? Now start writing. Answering is in the voice of your ancestor. That's awesome. It's like, and I immediately think about my, talking to my great grandmother out there in the garden, She's like there. That's where she is. She's there every day, out there in the garden. Rosemary whispers the memories of this lifetime, but she also reminds us of the kitchens of generations past and the scent of camphor mixing with sea air. Our DNA has traveled through millennia. When we think of memory, we focus on the people we ourselves have known, grandparents, great aunts, cousins twice removed. Our thoughts tend to be based on personalities, experiences, likes or dislikes. Rosemary asks us to travel beyond those associations, to feel for the memory that lives in the twisting threads of our chromosomes. This is what it means to honor our ancestors and to be rooted in our own history. What if your bones are ancient bedrock and your laugh the wild wind? What if you are not only an individual, but the present incarnation of a long lineage? Remember, memory is a complicated thing, a relative to truth, but not its twin. Barbara Kingsolver, Animal Dreams. Remember. It's remembering also who you are. Where did you come from? Your lineage. There, it's your base. That's your success. That's your key. Your base chakra, your foundation. I was also reading the devotional. I was thinking about reading that also. Don't forget how divinely protected you are. And Rosemary, and also it feels like that part of that, to help you remember how sacred you are. I also have Tulsi showing up here. You are sacred. It's such an excellent herb, Tulsi is. And I was reading up on it, and I got my my herbal remedies, so I've been working with that and taking notes on my note cards. I started rosemary and Tulsi. Where's that one at? I think I started a card on that too. And thyme. There's rosemary. It's actually been used since ancient times. I didn't take all the. I didn't finish the card. It protects the gut lining from irritation and inflammation, reducing bleeding and even diarrhea. Antimicrobial for infection, stimulates appetite, digestion, and absorption, relieves flatulence and distension, enhances elimination. Bitters stimulate bile flow from the liver to the gallbladder, aids digestion of fats, and clears toxins. Rosemary. It's awesome stuff. It can also stimulate blood flow, helps with migraines and headaches. It's also good for anxiety, depression, exhaustion, insomnia. It's also good for fevers, sore throats, colds, flu, chest infections, asthma. So this is all rosemary. This is what we've been talking about. It's awesome. It is super. And I mean, like, this herb book, and I think I even got this at just like, you can just get it just about anywhere, but this is Herbal Remedies by Anne McIntyre. It's fantastic, and it really it just has them all like this, just one after the next. And I'm just so thankful to have it, because I had got the herbiary here, which is what we were reading out of. The herbiary here. Can't read it, of course, backwards. That's by Maya Toll. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But yeah, rosemary. And it's been used, like I said, since ancient Egyptians were using it to help them remember, help them connect to their ancestors, right? They're connecting to their, that great power. I mean, Isis, like I was studying up on that, on Isis, and she's the mother of all. She's the great mother, and so, like, that's she's the one that brought Osiris back to life. Osiris dies, so she brought him back to life, and then made him god of the dead. She gave birth to the sun, Ra. So, like, there's, again, even though, of course, you can look at it however you want to look at it with things, but I feel like, they had these roots. I mean, these are the ancient Egyptians we're talking about. People want to hate on them. Of course, they shouldn't have used slaves. We often forget about that. But it's the way, like I said, they were very intelligent beings. It's weird, though, when you look at the concepts, though, between the two, like, right, versus the Jews versus the Egyptians and things like that at that time. I mean, reflect on those, how they were living, and, how that came about. They never would have let them go. That's crazy stuff. But getting back to rosemary here. It's antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. It even has the potential as an anti-cancer remedy, stimulates liver enzymes that detoxify poisons, including carcinogens, relieves arthritis and gout. Also good for PMS, stuff like that, periods, pain, joint pain. Oh, look, in poor concentration. It does say to avoid in pregnancy, though, so be careful for that. If you are pregnant, always do research on that. It's also remembering how protected you are. Remember how protected you are. People really like to instill fear, feed their fears. It's remembering. I also have choose your battles. Choose your battles. Where is that Tulsi card at? Gosh, there's so many remedies to this stuff. It's crazy. And this one I thought was very interesting. I mean, the Tulsi has just as much as the rosemary does. Again, though, Tulsi is like uplifting, strengthening. Again, though, it's mind, body. So much to do. Helps with lethargy. And I found this interesting. Congestion that can dampen the spirits and fog the mind. Helps reduce, again, anxiety, mild depression. We have insomnia again. It's like headaches. It's just so helpful. There's so many different ways that you can utilize it too. Again, I tend to drink it in a tea most of the time. But there's ways to do it. In the beginning of this book, it talks about the different ways that you can do it. You can like the different types. Phenols, coumarins, tannins, all these different components. Flavonoids, terpenes. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Bitters. It's exciting. I've only just begun. Medicinal actions of herbs. Garlic was one of the big ones, and that's whenever COVID hit and stuff like that. I started to get really into this stuff, and I think it was for a lot of people too. Once I started to come in contact with such terrible sicknesses. Garlic, and it's so funny because like garlic, like that's how you repel the vampires. I've been watching some Buffy. It's awesome. And happenstance that garlic is like one of the best herbs that you can use. It's like top dog. And happenstance it wears off the vampires. Infusions, let's see, tinctures. It's even got syrups in here. Yes. The trick now is if I can just work on my growing of them. That's been I'm trying to. My time doesn't want to grow like I want it to. The herbal consultation. Before you make a diagnosis, prescribe remedies, and prepare herbal medicines, it is essential to understand the concept of holism and homeostasis and how plants can enhance the body's innate healing process. Treating underlying causes and not simply addressing symptoms form the basis of herbalist practice, and every consultation, treatment plan, and herbal prescription is tailored to individual patients with the aim of bringing positive and lasting results, healing the whole person. Modern medical herbalism is a synthesis of ancient and modern theories and practices, and its underlying philosophy is that health is intimately connected to the harmony of body, mind, and spirit, which enables a balance of natural forces within the body. In a clinical context, the herbalist will interpret any symptoms of ill health as a disturbance of this balance and consider them in the context of the patient as a whole and their lives, both inner and outer. In addition to redressing specific imbalances, herbalists should ideally prescribe plant remedies in order to attend to the deeper causes of that imbalance, setting their treatments within a framework of life affirming lifestyles and eating habits. The herbalist recognizes that the human body is made up of a complex organization of tissues and cells that operate on a molecular level, and yet the human organism is so much more than this. That's awesome. There's this picture here, and it's got the chi. That's what made me stop. So it's like getting into that, and I've been working on the Tai Chi was one of the things that, and it's not like you're having to like do a whole lot. It's about going in the flow there. It's cool. And any ways that you can find to relax and get into yourself a little better. Get into that remembrance. Because it takes practice. I still have the white stag showed up today. I was talking about it last time. It's Artemis, like that was her prize, was the white stag. And I thought that's why what happened with Orion, in the story, I could have swore that it was that he was going to kill the stag or something like that. So the great scorpion came. Anyway, the stories they tell about the stars. And that's why you don't see Orion and Scorpio in the sky at the same time. Let me mark that. The devotional that I was reading today was really great because it's about receiving. It says, open your hands and your heart to receive this day as a precious gift from me. I begin each day with a sunrise, announcing my radiant presence. By the time you rise from bed, I have already prepared the way before you. I eagerly wait your first conscious thought. I rejoice when you glance my way. Bring me the gift of thanksgiving, which opens your heart to rich communion with me. Because I am God, from whom all blessings flow. Thankfulness is the best way to draw near me. Sing praise songs to me. Tell of my wondrous works. Remember that I take great delight in you. I rejoice over you with singing. It's so beautiful. It's like I really need to be reading this thing like it's like first thing. The devotionals really can help you kind of get that kickstart, you know what I mean? And then it's got the Psalms here. It's got two Psalms. Well, yeah, 118:24 and Psalm 95:2. And I have Zephaniah 3:17. So I kind of am curious about that Psalm 118 here. I don't have these memorized like most. And then I need glasses. Where are you at? Psalms is so beautiful. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. Let Israel now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let the house of Aaron now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let them now that fear the Lord say that his mercy endureth forever. I call upon the Lord in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. The Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? Exactly. The Lord taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. All nations compassed me about, but in the name of the Lord I will destroy them. They compassed me about, yea, they compassed me about, but in the name of the Lord I will destroy them. They compassed me about like bees. They are quenched as the fire of thorns, for in the name of the Lord I will destroy them. Wow. Again, when the focus is, let's like, we get it. Like, I just feel like this is why I like the newer versions. Oh, I like this one, 1:18:14. Is that the one that they used in that? Hold on. Is that the specific one? There we go. It was 24. But this is 14 here, which is, the Lord is my strength and song, and has become my salvation. Remembering to just trust. Let's, again, we don't want our enemies, and that was another thing, like Jesus brought in, is like, pray for your enemies. We don't want to destroy anybody, because when you go seeking vengeance, you got to be careful about that. Like, that's never, like, that's why Jesus is like, look, I just want you to love and forgive each other, okay? Let's just love and, pray for everybody. Oh, I'm going to get this person. Yeah, I don't know if you should do that. God says, Jesus said, turn the other cheek. That's how he does. That's how he said to do things. So at the end of the day, you can be like, oh, I'm going to get this person over. And that's not always a good road to go down. Let's see. Psalm 118:24. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. It's so simple. Psalm 95:2. It's just that rising up. Yeah. Always remember and just have that gratitude. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with psalms, prayers, singing. Yes. I love it. Again, that's that divine protection. Just have that faith. That's beautiful. It's like I kind of wish I had, like, again, it's like when I sat down and I was reading this, and it's just so important to take that time. Where was I open here? Romans is where I was at. Romans 8. There's therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own Son in the likeness of sin, flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. I've been seeing that one lately. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. Oh, who was reading that? I haven't seen him, and I think it might have been that one guy I haven't seen in a while on YouTube. He was talking about that. So, because they're not subject to it's like, because they have just that carnal mindset, they're not spiritually minded. What does it mean to be, it's like having that faith, remembering again how sacred you are, not just seeking to constantly satisfy the flesh, even the ego. It's like sitting with yourself out, like in the garden. Like I was thinking, it's like getting out in the garden, sowing some seeds and watering it and taking care of it. And that's also, again, within yourself. What does it mean to sow the seeds? What seeds are you sowing? What thoughts are you feeding? Yeah. But if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. Again, it's that love. It's that unconditional love. That you are unconditionally loved. If you can grasp that, then how can you hurt? How can you want others to hurt? You want everyone to heal. And that's what Christ was about. He was about healing everyone. He didn't want anybody to hurt. Yeah, it's talking about fear here in Romans 8:15. For you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness to our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we may suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So it's like recognizing that suffering. It's interesting. So I feel like if you had like a grandparent too, you also kind of understand that. And parents too, loving those who have loved you, you know love from that. But to truly grasp that unconditional love, it's like you have to be willing to take the time to read the word. Again, devotionals are great. Oh, this is Vanity Creatures 8:20. For the creature was made subject to vanity not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subject the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Why is the King James? But if we hope for that we not see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Again, having the patience. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmity. Oh my gosh, I remember that word. I was talking about that too. Infirmities. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Again, it's just when you're weak to pray, to trust. And to have the patience to wait. So, it's like God's time. It's going to be on God's time. And you just got to trust that He's going to come through for you. Just trust. That's so awesome. This is Romans 9. I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to flesh. I know that Paul dealt with a lot of issues with the churches, and they are often seem to be dealing with something going on within the church, and him trying to console them. And look, it's all good, okay? Y'all just keep, y'all stay focused on Christ's teachings. We're going to get through this. It was difficult whenever they would come up, we're faced with these consequences, or just issues, right? Because they were trying to start. This is new churches. It's always an issue, isn't it? I want to get into some of this stuff here. And when ye hear of wars and rumors, this is Mark 13:7. Hears of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues ye shall be beaten. Wow. And ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. And the gospel must first be published among all nations. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do you premeditate. But whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost. Yeah. brother against brother, children against their parents. It's talking about a whole bunch of really rough stuff here. But again, it's having that trust that despite whatever comes, there is a lot of stuff in this one. Man. There's a lot to do in this particular thing where it's talking about the horrors. And we get that there are horrors. But at the end of the day, to dwindle on the horrors does nobody any good. And to see it even here, where we get it that there will be horrible things, and you are trying to be like, look, you will be tested. But if you can act, if you can have that faith, if you can have that trust, that's what counts. Because the tests are going to come. You are going to be tested. I have been tested. Yeah, that's just how it is. But again, it's remembering that you are loved. Can you stay in that remembrance that you are loved, divinely loved, despite, again, like, even like I said, like I was like trying to find some uplifting words here, and it's that was some, like, it's like, look, this terrible things are coming. I get it, but the point is to overcome them. The point is to remember that we can overcome them, because to be in that mindset of defeat is just, it's just old. It's that doesn't get you anywhere. So it's like it only take me so far there. Like, this is why I need like a Bible that like I said, not the King James one, 'cause sometimes it's like, man, trying to interpret some of that stuff. Let's see what else we get here. Prosperity frog. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy. And that's where we started. That was where we started with things. We got a little off balance there because, man, that was some, wow. It's like, we get it, but let's stay. Hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. So again, staying in that element of gratitude. Abundance is a mindset. It's not just about having a bunch of money. It's not just about having everything you want, big fancy house and big fancy cars. It's about a mindset too. It's about how you're looking at yourself, how you're looking at your life. Do you feel prosperous? Fox. Clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. There's protector here. And there's that patience. So if you're dealing with any kind of deceptive energies, remember to stay rooted. Remember that you're protected. Yeah, there's this inner knowing here. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident. You will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Having that confidence too. Patience. Create a place and nature stillness to be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. That's what I was seeing with this base chakra healing. It's working on your foundations. You're trying to bring in this prosperity here, this abundance, success. But in order to bring that in, it's trusting the process. There's a certain element there. Singer. You're meant to sing. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you from or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and and the power in your soul. Humpback whale. Keep it going. Oh, and happiness. Remember to be playful. Sea otter. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let go of worry and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Okay. Just to sit in that energy. To be more playful. To let go of the worry. And I was seeing that too with this full moon. Because right now we have the moon is in Scorpio. It will be full in, I guess, Capricorn. But it's almost full now. And it was talking about releasing the negativity. Letting go of worry. Be more playful. What are some ways that you can be more playful? We got a spirit message here with Hawk. Spirit is sending you a message. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. I was seeing from that higher perspective. That was what the full moon in Sagittarius was seeing the bigger picture. Yeah, authentic. Penguin. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. It's really getting into your own, like you're really feeling yourself. Like it was like feeling yourself. Like just you being authentically you. Yeah, just be yourself. Why are you doing what you do? Are you doing it for you? Are you doing it because it makes you happy? Why do you do what you do? Keeper of secrets, Lynx. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. Maybe a time to step back. Yeah. And connect with spirit. Oh, I have dog here, friend. Today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. Animal cards are awesome. And freedom. Wow, we got one get loose here. Revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Yeah. It's finding ways to maybe be more playful. And allow yourself to be free with horse. Allowing yourself to be free from, again, any restrictions that maybe you had put on yourself or others had put on you. The divine is giving you permission to do this. They're like, we love you for who you are. Yeah. Again, humpback whale, singer, we love you for who you are. It's time to align with your purpose. So if you're feeling blocked in some way, it's time to align with that. Or if you're feeling like you're restricting yourself for some reason, you might need to seek some solitude. Yeah, because some of your destined for greatness. Elephant. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. So, and that's also, it makes me think of Ganesh, right? The remover of obstacles. So, yeah. Major revelations, especially with this full moon coming through. Yeah, you could definitely be having some major revelations coming. Gosh, there's so much going on. If you don't know about your chart, I recommend reading your chart somehow, whether you Google it or your birth chart, or you have an app. I have an app. It's pretty cool, and it can tell me like what's going on right now. To help me understand, maybe, say if you're feeling like you want to be moving in a different direction, like you're not happy with the way things are, and you're like, man, I really need to figure out which direction to go in. That marshmallow throws me off every time I see it. Because it's a spoonful of sugar and there's a cake there. And then there's these dreams. It's like, what is it that you desire? What do you desire? And being able to write down those desires. I think you're going to have some clarity here with this full moon. You might deal with a lot of emotions too at this time. You might be doing a lot of purging. Again, we're in a Mercury retrograde, so you could have, like, you're thinking about things. Things could be, people could be coming back, reflecting on again your past, the steps that you made in the past. And if you're, if something, you're feeling like, man, what is it that I need to tap into here? You need to connect with nature more. Also, something to do with dreams here. You may need to try to write down your dreams when you wake up first thing, if you can, or even if it's the middle of the night. There's some kind of thing key to your dreams here. Yeah, I got humpback whale coming through again. There's something under the water, under the surface. Yeah, there's something hidden, moon energy, something below the surface. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. But then, of course, it's saying nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal here. But what are the goals? Because this marshmallow card has got a spoonful of sugar. It's got a cake on it. And it's got pillows. And it's kind of making me think of like baking cakes. But it's not just that. It's like the sweetness of life. What is it that you desire? What's, like the comfiness. Because I got pillows here too. Yeah. There's some keys here to your dreams. There's some keys. Yeah, wow. Integration. It's time to integrate all parts, all aspects of yourself. Moline. It's time to integrate all the things that you've learned. How far you've come. Do you see how far you've come? Yeah, I've been getting this pocket of protection here. You are protected. Don't forget that you are protected. Maybe you need to work on your spiritual protection, your spiritual armor. Creating space. Working on your space here. Yeah, again, I feel like once again it's pointing to that root chakra, that base chakra. The home within. The home within. It's like you're detoxifying, you're strengthening the home within yourself, the foundation within yourself. Reishi. Here come the crows. Light in the darkness, St. John's wort. This is such an interesting card because it has the sun here in a cage. But it says light in the darkness. Let's read St. John's wort real quick. Page 116. Truth. St. John's worts is scraggly and scrappy, completely lacking the charisma one would expect from an herb reputed to tame depression in a single bound. But that's her beauty. She's a magician and a thief, not the belle of the ball. She knows how to steal the heat from summer solstice sun, hold it in her flowers, and make it last all winter long. This is her greatest trick, bringing light and warmth to your darkness by helping to recreate the electric leap of synapses firing at energy moving along. Call on St. John's wort when you need a sip of sunshine so you can find your light in the darkness. Like St. John's wort, you can store sunshine. Stand facing the sun with your eyes closed and your feet planted firmly in the earth. On the earth. Feel the light coming through your eyelids. Breathe the sunshine in your nose and taste it on your tongue. Repeat often, allowing the sun's fire to stoke your inner fires. A feast of radiance. Nicole Cody, who learned from Aboriginal elders in Kimberley, Australia, shares her first experience of eating the sun on her blog, Cauldrons and Cupcakes. It sounded silly eating the sun. I stood there with my eyes closed, but I couldn't understand how to eat energy. Someone lightly smacked my arm. Little Auntie chastised me in a way that needed no translation. Self-consciously, I opened my mouth and found that I literally could eat the sun. I could feel that golden light as I swallowed it down. That's awesome. Can you imagine like being immersed in that sort of culture? How cool that would be. Oh, I'm gonna start itching. Hanging out with some Aboriginals in Australia. Has anybody ever seen The Gods Must Be Crazy? It's old. Oh, I mean, 80s. I remember watching that as a kid. Winter medicine. Modern culture demands we be our same selves day in and out, summer and winter, but our bodies know otherwise. Our bodies remember a time when winter was for staying close to the hearth. So St. John's wort is a solstice plant blooming near the summer solstice and perfect medicine for the winter. What medicine do you need in the winter months? How do you keep the sun in your spirit when the nights are long? A seasonal note. So what's something that you do in the winter months? Something that you do to keep, like I said, take notes if I think that's the best thing. Keep the sun in your spirit when the nights are long. Music is one of the things I like to use a lot. Many people need to begin tending to their winter selves as early as the autumn equinox, when the balance of dark and light shifts and nights begin to become incrementally longer. It's interesting. Taking in the sun. Let's see if I can find St. John's wort in here. Hypericum perforatum. It's going to start with an H. St. John's wort. This perennial blooms at midsummer. Its yellow flowers contain a red pigment believed to indicate its power to heal wounds and staunch bleeding. Antidepressant, anxiolytic, antimicrobial, antiviral, antineoplastic. Okay. Some of these I don't know what they are, but they are yeah, take a note. Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, sedative, astringent, expectorant, diuretic. Digestion, helps with gas, diarrhea, peptic ulcers, gastritis, protects liver against toxins. Also good for blood pressure. Interesting though, it says it increases sensitivity to the sunlight. So then here we are looking at doing a sun. It was like, oh yeah, get a sun bath. It's like, but it increases your sensitivity to it. It's interesting. Reduces SAD during winter and jet lag. Improves sleep and concentration. Mood elevating properties. Can take 2 to 3 months to produce a lasting effect, though. I didn't know that. Reduces nerve pain and neuralgia, such as trigeminal neuralgia, sciatica, back pain, headaches, shingles, and rheumatic pain. Respiratory system, expectorant, but I was curious about this nerve pain. So that's a big one. I know some people with some nerve pain. So it's supposed to be good for that. Helps with phlegm, mucus, coughs, chest infections, gout, arthritis, antiviral. Apparently it helps with tuberculosis, influenza, herpes, HIV, hepatitis B and C, reproductive system, periods, PMS. Let's see. And again, it's pretty, like I said, man. Each one of these herbs, it's amazing, the healing properties. There's so much to it. It's just sad that we've become so disconnected from the knowledge, but it's coming back. And can cause photosensitivity. So they're saying to use the oil to ease pain and such like nerve pain, sciatica, burns. It's good for varicose veins, ulcers, sunburn. Wow, there's so much to it. Does it have a picture? It sort of does. Can't really see the flowers in this one, but they are little yellow flowers. Wish I could look up a picture of it right now. This one didn't really have a good one in it, though. My other deck has got a good picture of it. Yep, here it is. Here's a picture of it. You can see that. This one says stabilize. Let's see what it says on this one. An herbaceous perennial plant, its scientific name, perforatum, comes from the translucent dots on the underside of the leaves that give the plant a perforated appearance. Look for this trademark characteristic when identifying this useful herb. The name St. John's wort is derived from the plant's traditional day of flowering and harvesting, St. John's Day, June 24th. The genus name of this plant is a reference to the tradition of hanging plants over religious icons to ward off evil. Hypericum is from the Greek hyper, above, and icon, picture. Extracts from this plant have long been used to treat depression, stabilize moods, and ease anxiety. Even in modern Western medicine, St. John's wort is sometimes prescribed for mild to moderate depression, especially in children and adolescents, or in situations where traditional pharmacopoeia is contraindicated. Treat this plant with caution, as it has been shown to cause multiple drug interactions and is discouraged for those with bipolar disorder. It is also poisonous to grazing livestock. Wow. The oracle property stabilize speaks to this plant's long history of use as a mood stabilizer and antidepressant. With his perfect balance and keen judgment, the King of Swords is a wonderful companion to this herb, as he embodies all the traits St. John's wort is meant to grant: a clear mind, focused thoughts, and subdued emotions. It's got another picture here showing the dots. That's cute. I bet I've seen that growing out by the creek. Stabilize. That was the word. And of course, being in that King of Swords, right? That's that clarity. That's that clarity. Seeing clearly. Staying stabilized. Where's my voice? Talking too long. I'm gonna make a card for that St. John's. That stuff is awesome. Again, to be careful though before you, if you have bipolar, apparently that's not good for that. Let's pull some last minute things here. Let's see. Closing. Need the angel cards. Ooh. I was working a little bit with the star seed today. Let's see what comes through for that. The light in the darkness. Whoa. Karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. There's two people sitting there. Like on different worlds. Let's see what this says about this one. Page 84. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many star seeds who were part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode, instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We are all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? And so here's some questions. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict? It's awesome. So, I feel like that's coming up. It made me think of that song. It's there. It's coming up. How can you see things? How can you see? It's almost like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, can you reflect on that? Can you see the reason for it? Oh gosh, that even reminded they talk a lot about the twin flame, like how it's any journey, but they talk a lot about how there's a lot of conflict in that relationship. I don't know if that's always the case though, because this is saying karmic, but it's all karmic. And again, it's remembering that we are all children here. We all want to be loved. Can you see that without inflicting wounds on another? Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. It's one of my favorite cards. They're chilling at the creek. And then I have here, Star Family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in for support if you need support. All you got to do is call on your ancestors. Call on the divine. Something's being created. Because I have wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. But look, she's like sitting there at this portal. It's time to enjoy life. Maybe it's no longer interacting in the conflict. Maybe it's seeing something from a high perspective. That weight's coming through again. Let's see what this card has to say. Wait, it's not yet time. Wait. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean, wait, it's not yet time. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when, on the surface, it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved by some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission to slip, to slow down, to switch off and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. How can you slow down and be more patient and wait? Yes. Exactly. That's great. That's so great. It's okay to rest. That's what I was seeing, a lot of that Four of Swords energy. Oh man. It's okay to rest. It's okay to, it's like, again, sometimes no answer is an answer. Gosh, I'm so thirsty. It's time for me to make myself, I like to drink, I'll do like a pineapple juice. I need to get more coconut water. And then like you can do like, I do like the Himalayan salt. Sometimes I'll do a splash of like cranberry juice. And then you can even do like sparkling water, something like that mixed in there. Oh, even like some lemon. It's very hydrating. And I feel like that's what I'm going to do is my salt. Replenish and hydrate. Because my mouth is like really dry, my throat. It's okay to rest and be patient. Make love to life. Surrender. Surrender to the sweetness, to the present. Oh, I kind of want to read this. Let me read this last one and then I'll let you go. Surrender. Sweet nothing. This is a sensual, highly feminine card. It's a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to take the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to taste, the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer, and which you have within you when your well is full. The ancient Babylonians connected the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus, and in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside from the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious resource, and it's the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out, to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, and give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realize. So many of us walk into soulless buildings 5 days a week in the name of survival. We strive to build the life of our dreams, but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is wooing you back to the pleasures of being human, to focusing on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. How can you surrender to the sweetness of life? What's one way you can enjoy your life a little more? Yes, 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 yes. I feel like that is definitely what's going on with this full moon. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Definitely being asked to really to take that time for yourself, to take that moment. Especially if you've been dealing with a lot of conflict, especially if, yeah, it's time to take that space. All right. All right, I'm gonna go. Talk to you later. Bye.